the controversial parent tag. I'm gonna keep looking down at my phone and back up. So yeah, anyway, let's get started. Question number 1 is, are you pro-life or pro-choice? For me and myself and my body, I am pro-life. However, if a woman chooses to end her pregnancy, that's entirely her business and none of my business. She has the legal right to do so, so she can if she chooses to. Baby wearing. I baby wore with all of my kids for different amounts of time, and I use different carriers. I've used the Snuggly, which is like way back in the early 2000s. I used that one. I had the same one I had for Sarah. I used for Sarah and Brooklyn and Luna and Sam. I also used a Moby wrap with Brooklyn and Luna, not with Sam. I don't think he would have liked it very much. With Sam, the only one that I actually used was the Snuggly. However, when my best friend comes over, and sometimes when I'm at her house and Sam's being extra clingy and extra needy, she will let me borrow her toddler Tula, and I love that thing. Circumcision. Oh, this topic. Lovely topic. I've actually done a complete 180 how I felt. I grew up in a very circumcision-friendly family. All of my cousins and my brother, and that's all I know for sure, but probably my uncles as well. I'm sure probably are. So I just thought, you have a boy, you get them circumcised. And my husband told me back when we were expecting Brooklyn, I believe it was, before I found out the gender, he said there was no way in hell he was going to have his son circumcised. I set out to tell him that he was wrong and I was right, and I found out that I was wrong and he was right. Needless to say, I have completely changed my view. It's one of those things where it's like the more you know, the worse it is, at least for me. So whenever we had Sam, who's asleep right here next to me, you can't see him, he was not circumcised, and it was the right choice, I believe, for us. For him, actually. Adoption. I believe adoption is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Birth mothers are so strong and held in such high esteem with me. That being said, I do not think I could ever place my child for adoption. Baby ear piercing. This is again something that I have changed my mind on over the years. All my girls at 3 months, I think it's 3 months in California, you have to wait to pierce their ears. They all had it done that same day. The 3 older girls, Autumn, Sarah, and Brooklyn, did great. Loved their earrings, still love their earrings. Luna did not like it, pulled them out about a month and a half later, and now is very sensitive about her ears even being touched at all. Breast milk versus formula. I have formula fed and I have breastfed. Autumn and Sarah were both primarily formula fed, sorry. Autumn and Sarah were both primarily formula fed. Autumn had problems latching, and with Sarah, I was a single working mom, and some women are able to keep up that demand. I just simply was not. Brooklyn was breastfed for 21 months. She was combo fed actually from about 4 months to about 11 months. She had a bottle a day of formula. Luna was breastfed for 20 months. She also was combo fed from about 5 months to 11 months. She had 2 or 3 bottles a week. Sam is almost, what would that be? He'll be, what, 28 months in just about a week from today, actually. He'll be 28 months, and he is still breastfed, though it's typically only to fall asleep. Spanking. Spanking is a tool I do have in my toolbox. It's buried on the very bottom, covered with dust and probably all rusted. I have spanked as a last resort. I wouldn't say I did it a lot because it's always been a last resort, but it was more often when I only had the 2 kids and I was a single mom. Sometimes I just got so overwhelmed, which is not an excuse, but that's what happened. However, the older I've gotten, I've learned better discipline practices with my kids, and I use those. I don't think I've had to spank any of my kids in about 2 or 3 years. So Home versus public versus private school. The only way I'm getting this vlog done right now is because my kids are at school and Sam's asleep. They do go to a public school. They're in preschool, 1st grade, 5th grade, and 8th grade. Vaccinations. I live in California, and as of January 1st of 2016, vaccinations became mandatory for your kids if they go to public or private or charter school. I don't think that they are for homeschool. I don't see why they would have to be for homeschool. But anyway, that's how it is in California. Before this, we did vaccinate very, very selectively and very, very delayed. I think the earliest any of my kids got vaccines was like maybe 7 or 8 months. That was Autumn, and she had a bad reaction in her knee. She couldn't walk for a long time, and she still kind of has a limp from it. And that kind of like made me not trust them so much. She was my first, and I was like barely 18 whenever it happened. Brooklyn also had a pretty bad reaction to the MMR vaccine when she was, they get those whenever they're what? Supposed to be 4, so she was like 5. Where was I at? Co-sleeping. Co-sleeping and bed sharing are 2 different things. Most people don't realize that. Bed sharing is when you share it with your baby. We do bed share. I bed share with all of them for as little as 15 months to as long as 4 years. Like I said, Sam is almost 2.5. He's still in our bed. And he has a bed in our room that Luna sometimes, most of the time, will sleep in. And that is co-sleeping whenever they share the room with you. They've all been in our room at least until they're 4. And Luna's actually 4.5. So, medicating children. It's probably referring to like if they have ADHD or something like that. Brooklyn actually has an anxiety disorder and sensory processing disorder. There's not really too many medications for that are safe for children. We do therapies, and I think that therapy should be the first option that parents go to. Cloth versus disposable diapers. I used cloth for a few months with Autumn from the time I believe she was 6 months to maybe 9 or 10 months. She would just get these horrible rashes, and we couldn't figure out why. We tried all of the diapers that they had, and then finally cloth. They were the ones that she was okay with. I think it was something with the perfumes or something, I don't know. But whenever she was about 10 months old, her dad, I guess, ran out whenever he had her, so he went out and just bought some disposables. Just the cheapy kind that everyone tells you not to use. Well, she never got a rash again after she went into those. So, but yeah, cloth diapers I do think are great. Again, if they fit your lifestyle. For mine, we don't have a washer and dryer in our apartment. If we did, I would have used cloth. CIO or cry it out method / sleep training. I let Autumn cry it out once when she was about 9 months old, and I'm not sure which of us cried more, her or me. It was awful. It was a horrible experience, and I don't even think I did it right, because after like about 3 minutes of her crying, I just went in and picked her up. So she didn't really even like entirely cry it out the whole way. But yeah, not a fan. We don't do cry it out. But anyway, these are obviously just my opinions, sorry about that, how I feel about these topics. You may or may not feel the same, and that's totally okay. I respect everyone's opinion. I just do think that before any parenting decision at all is made, you should research both sides. How you feel and then the other side, because you never know. You might change your mind about something, or you might be totally validated in how you feel. That's totally fine. Just research. I truly believe in research. Anyway, I'm just kind of rambling now. So I'm going to end it here, and you guys all have a great day. Bye.